they did something like that. They literally had a whole album where it was just like one titled song, but literally all of them just rapping on each song and a whole bunch of verses. And the beats come right.
That's good. It's hard to get people like that in one song nowadays, just for political reasons too, because people with so many different labels and.
Song about 7 minutes long. 7 or 9.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Getting freaky on that one.
I be listening while I'm at work. Not really listening, just
Just the vibe.
Just the vibe.
Because it's kind of like not jump rope. It's like when they do like the double dutch. Yeah. It's like, everybody has their own like rhythm. I don't do that shit at all. Shit would just hit my head or some shit like. No. I need some longer jump rope. Like the jump rope that they use, I need like a little bit more room.
You just need to stand up. No, you need to come in some more. Just come in some more.
They was never willing to work with me for real.
Nobody ever is.
They be like, oh, we ain't. It's just like, oh, okay, damn, all right, y'all go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I used to like seeing. I used to be like, man, that shit look like, yeah, for sure. The West Coast versus East Coast probably did cover a lot of the 90s, or the better part of the latter part of the 90s, especially like leading in like Pac and the Biggie situation. But going into the early 2000s, it did kind of shift from West Coast into like East Coast ish, because once like Pac really wasn't an extreme, or once he was no longer here, it was just like Snoop and like NWA was kind of done, or they were done. Ice Cube was like, yeah. Damn, you only had on the West Coast you had like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. But this is like the newer age of rap where you had like Nas and Jay-Z and Big Pun and Busta and Fat Joe. I think that this was a good time for them because it's like, oh, this is our lane is open. Because from the late 2000s to like or late 90s to the early 2000s was like a big time for them. And Diddy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because I didn't want to say it, but
no, I'll give him his credit.
He's a big part of the 90s.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of people that's quiet right now.
Yeah,
because it's like it was a lot of doors. Like on the professional side of it, it was a lot of doors that people just wouldn't have walked through, or wouldn't even have been there to like, or if it wasn't for like somebody like that. Because it always has to be like something like a key holder, or somebody in position necessarily. So, but yeah, it was a lot of artists that came through him. So but all them artists I know they've been real quiet. I ain't seen no tell-all books. I ain't seen no podcasts, no interviews. they probably sitting at home like, don't give me a subpoena. I'm not a witness. I'm not talking in this case. Oh man, that's gonna be a hell of a 50 part. That's gonna be a hell of a part. Okay, but. I mean, you had so many. You had Mace, you had Cameron, Dipset. 50 was probably the most mainstream out of all of them because his sound was just more like
what they were looking for.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, hit for hit, I don't know. I couldn't name 10 50 Cent songs.
No, definitely not 10.
I remember when him and The Game were like cool.
Is anybody really cool with him?
That's the thing too. You had the whole Ja Rule 50. You had the 50 and Kanye, and then 50 was with The Game, and then him and The Game got into it, and then 50 and 50. I think it was an album called 50 versus 50 or 50 versus Kurt. It's like you're your own worst enemy. I don't understand.
That's what I said. Is anybody really friends with him? No.
But that's usually the way of the businessman. Like, they're usually not friends with many people, or they're not friends with any. They're friends with the dollar.
Pretty much.
Because he went from, and he's a savvy businessman, from vitamin water, from beefing with Ye to vitamin water to. He's smart.
50 is not an upstanding citizen. He's a terrorist.